What would it be like if the NFL playoffs was decided by the College Football Playoff Committee? James, we're going to break it down this week. We are going to look at who would be in the top 12 in the AP polls, and then based on college football's playoff bracket rules, who would be the 12-team playoff if these rules were applied to the NFL. Okay, James, the first thing we need to do is we need to make the top 12 of the AP polling for the NFL. Okay. So I think we have to start with record first, right, James?
Yeah, let's start with the record first. It's the obvious choice. It should easily be able to make sure we know who's going where and who's going to be facing one another.
Okay, so that would mean, and we are doing this through week 15. Through week 15, the best record and who I think would be number one in the AP poll would be the Denver Broncos.
I could not disagree anymore. 12-2, no matter how close these wins are, no matter how close some of these games have been between some of these teams, they got 12-2. They're the best record. They're the number one team.
All right, there's 3-11-3 teams, though, James.
Yes.
And who would you say deserves the number 2 spot?
The New England Patriots. I don't give a damn if they just lost to the Bills. I'm looking at the difference between the Patriots schedule and the Rams schedule. And when I see a Rams team that lost to the Carolina Panthers, who the Carolina Panthers just lost to the Saints, when I see a team that lost to the 49ers, who played Mac Jones, and then losing the game to the Philadelphia Eagles, where you should have won the game. You had a big lead, and then you blew it by letting a block field goal go to the house. So that's why I would put New England at number 2, just because of the Rams. 3 losses, how they've lost, but definitely I like New England at 2.
All right, so for me, that would mean, I don't disagree with you, but that means the 3 and the 4, we have to do Rams and Seahawks in that order. Right?
Correct.
The head-to-head has to matter. The head-to-head has to matter. So now we go to the 5 seed, and there's a lot of candidates for this. You got Chicago Bears, Jacksonville Jaguars, Los Angeles Chargers, Buffalo Bills, San Francisco 49ers, all of these teams, 5 teams sitting at 10-4.
Mm-hmm. All right, Spence, guess what? In the college football playoff, brand always matters. So guess who's getting number 5? Give me the Buffalo Bills. You have the sweetheart in Josh Allen, the former MVP from last year. And, of course, no matter what happens, this team gets carried by them. It is a brand thing for Buffalo, because when I look at teams like the Jaguars, the Chargers, they don't have that brand value versus the Bills. And yes, there'll be the debate between the Bears are legendary, the Niners are legendary. But when I'm seeing the difference between the Niners, who half of their season been played by Mac Jones and Brock Purdy, the whole season's been played by Josh Allen, and he has been killing it. The Bears, the reason why I don't have them at the 5 slot is because, 1, losses to J.J. McCarthy, 2, blowout loss to the Detroit Lions in week 2. Those things matter. Those things matter to me.
That's bad on the resume. Bad on the resume.
Lost to Snoop Huntley, and of course, you just lost to the Packers. Boom, give me. That's why the Bears are not number 5.
Okay, would you say of all the 10-4 teams, which is, again, Bears, Jaguars, Chargers, Bills, 49ers, would you say the Bears are the lowest of those?
I would give the Bears the lowest of those.
Okay, so we'll slot them in. Should we slot them in at 10 then? Or should we do a thing where in the AP polling, that just because that team is better, has a better record, does not mean they're necessarily higher than some of the teams behind them. I should also mention the Green Bay Packers 9-4-1.
There you are.
The Philadelphia Eagles and Houston Texans sit at 9-5. Do we put either of them over one of these 10-4 teams for you?
If you're asking my rankings, I don't have the Packers over the Eagles. So in my case, this was my ranking of the AP. I'm putting the Bears at the lowest of the 10-4, then the Chargers, the Niners, and then the Jaguars.
I like Jaguars at 6 behind the Bills.
Yep.
Okay, so then after that, we could slot the Chargers in behind them because the Chargers did lose to the Jaguars.
Got to put them up there. Got to put them up there. Yes, head-to-head matters. Got to put them up there. And they just eliminated the Chiefs from the playoffs for the first time since 2014. I'm giving some props to the Chargers. I know I'm a hater of Justin Herbert and the mid-bowl that he had versus the Eagles, but guess what? You beat the Eagles, you beat the Chiefs back-to-back. Booyah. Hey, man, get in the 7 slot.
All right, so then we got to put the San Francisco 49ers at the 8 slot.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm going to say this. I am going to put one of the 9-5 teams above the Chicago Bears. I want to put the
Ooh.
team that's hot, which plays in the committee's mind. Let's put the Houston Texans in at 9.
Oh, very. You know what? Hey, nine seed, 9 wins, basically 7-2 since, or 9-2 since they started 0-3. So, like you mentioned, the hottest team defensively, best defense. CJ Stroud, Nico Collins getting hot. Okay, you know what? Hey, why not? Get the blood flowing. And guess what? If the Bears are at 10, I can't. You know what that means? The Eagles have to be 11 and the Packers have to be 12. Head to head matters in this freaking committee of ours. And I like what I've seen so far with our first top 12 list.
Yeah, I think this is a good list. I think this is a very strong list. So, just to recap it, Broncos, Patriots, Rams, Seahawks, Bills, Jaguars, Chargers, 49ers, Texans, Chicago Bears, Philadelphia Eagles, and Green Bay Packers. That is your AP top 12 in the NFL. So, James, let's now run it this way.
Ooh.
What is the top 12 in the playoff, right? So, obviously, the top 4 conference champions automatically get a bid. Right. So we have 4 division champions in here right now. Now, do we want to do 24 rules where those conference champions get an automatic bye, or the 25 rules where it's just simple seeding?
We're gonna go simple seeding 25. We'll keep it current. If it was last year, we'd do that, but we're gonna keep what the current is. So obviously we're gonna have the Broncos AFC West.
Yep. Broncos AFC West, Patriots AFC East, Rams NFC West, and then the Jaguars AFC South would be the 4th team.
Yep. I
Okay,
like
so
that.
that would mean our first round of the playoffs. So the Broncos, Patriots, Rams, and Seahawks all have earned a bye week. So the first round of the playoffs, we would get the Bills versus the Packers. We would get the Jaguars versus the Eagles. We would get the Bears versus the Chargers. And then we would get the Texans versus the 49ers. That would be your first round of the college football playoffs if they applied to the NFL.
You know what's crazy? I think out of all these games, I would definitely be excited for Texans, Niners, Bills, Packers. Bears, Chargers doesn't wake me up. That kind of reminds me of the James Madison Oregon game. So we got one dud there for me. But I would say this, Spence. I would go Bills at home. I would go Eagles on the road. And I would go actually Texans on the road.
Yeah, I would agree with those as well. And then I would take the Chargers, Justin Herbert, legacy in the playoffs. But y'all let us know in the comments what teams would have been snubbed from the AP rankings, who would have been snubbed, and who would have had the best case to be an at-large bid for the AP poll of the NFL college football playoff. Y'all let us know in the comments.